Okay, most of y'all know I have some severe back issues. So getting up and down off the ground is a real problem for me, and I do things that try to eliminate as much of the getting up and down as possible. Because once I get on the ground, it's hard to get up. Anyway, so I've got this filled with some tools that I think I'll need. I got my little 1/4 inch impact. I got this tray with all the parts that I made dump out so I can find them easy. And I've got the left and the right side separated. I'm going to start on the brake side first. And the first thing I'm going to do is take this exhaust pipe off so I can get to the brake, not caliper, what the hell is the word I'm thinking of? The reservoir. No, it's not even the reservoir. It's the piston back here that's behind there. It's got to come off. And anyway, that's no big deal. So I'm not even ready to do this yet. I got somebody coming over. And as soon as they leave, I'm going to get back out here and get to work on this. But I just thought I'd get a jump and get some of the tools that I think I'll need put together. And I'm going to dump all these out in that tray so I can just drag everything around the bike with me without getting up. Alrighty, see you in a bit. All right, I got it dumped out. I'm thinking, where have I seen little baggies like this before? What could I use these little baggies for? I seem to recall a lot of these in my youth. About that size. Well, my friend hadn't got here yet, so I decided to get a little bit done. I got the exhaust pipe off, and to get this pipe off, you've got to pull the muffler off. You don't have to. I suppose you can wiggle it out. This does get in the way, and it might ding up your chrome on the front. But I've got some new pipes new slip-on Cobra slip-ons coming, and I'll have them before the day's out. So I got that off. Piece of cake. It wasn't really on there tight, too. I mean, it was barely tightened up. I got the foot pegs off. Piece of cake. 2 bolts. A couple of, on your sleeves, I guess you'd call them. And I got this loosened up, and it's also got some sleeves in there, which will have to be put back on. So now I've got to pull the retaining clip here. And I think I'm going to wait just a little bit, see if before I could have this together. And this is, so far, it's just too simple. And so far, I haven't had to resort to the instructions, so we'll see. Let me stop this and go open up my gate for my friend and make me a cup of coffee. Okay, let me tell you what I've done. I got this snap ring off of here. I've got the brake spring out of here. You need a pair of needle nose to do that. Now I'm supposed to pull this out. Right? Okay, there we go. Pull it out. I think I've got to get that out of there too. Oh yeah, piece of cake. Okay. Now we take this cotter pin out, pull that pin out, and then we take these grease seals out, each side. I'll get that done right now. All right, there's everything. The grease seals just pop right out. I just hooked a screwdriver under the edge of them, popped them right out. There's the pedal. Set that to the side. Here's the new one. Now I'm going to need some bushings. Let's see here. I'll have to right, do I need bushings? I'll have to look at the instructions. I think I'm going to need bushings. No, there's no room for bushings on that, so. All right, Let me have a peek at the instructions and see how this goes together. All right, I got that greased. I got this greased on the inside, but I got a problem. This does not fit inside that hole. Does not. So I'm gonna have to drill this out to accommodate that pin. So there's problem number one, the hole's not big enough. All right, I drilled that hole out with a 9/32, and it's good and snug and it fits. So now I can put this back together right here. All right, done. Now we slide this on and we make sure that the finger on that spring has to come through this hole. I'll need two hands, of course. Right? Yeah, I'll need two hands and probably a pair of pliers. All right, not as easy as it looks. Getting that pin in there. I had to take this off so I can slip a screwdriver in behind it. And you gotta pull backwards on this and push down with a screwdriver this way. And then at the same time, try to push it in there. So it's done. You know, it's not that difficult, but it's not as easy as they tell you in the instructions. And they don't tell you that you got to do this, which, you know, I mean, some things you got to figure out yourself. I figure they figure what I would think. If you're not smart enough to, you know, do a little thinking yourself, then this is probably not something you should attempt. But I'm just telling you, this needs to come off or at least loosen up enough where you can get a screwdriver through here and pry down on that spring and then pry in on that spring to get it to come in that hole. All right, I'll see what the next step is. All right, the next step is to put this clevis pin through this top hole, and then you take the brake spring and you hook it in that hole there, right there. So let me get some needle nose out and get that in there. All right, piece of cake. This has been easy. It's just, you know, that hole not fitting the pin. That was the only thing that's been odd. Me having to loosen this up to get something in there behind it, not a big deal. Next, you take one of these little doohickeys, and that's the only 1/2-inch sleeve there is, right? I don't see anything else in there. Let me get the parts assembled for this. All right, then you take these little swivel doohickeys, tie rod ends, it looks like, and you take this. You got to really be sure there's a parts list on their website. You got to really be sure you're using the right hardware, because this one has a shoulder, and there's another one here that does not. It looks like the same thread. So be sure you look at the instructions and grab the right ones. So here's how this goes together. This, and then goes through this. See? Same thing. I'm gonna have to drill this son of a bitch out. Come on, man. You gotta do better than that. Let me get my 9/32 out. All right, it's bigger than 9/32, but I was here and on the floor, so what I did was just stick my drill in it and clean it up a little bit. I managed to get it in there. Now, my 12mm won't fit on that. And I swear, if you people gave me American freaking nuts and bolts and I'm sitting here working on a metric bike, I'm gonna be pissed. I gotta get up and get all my freaking American tools out. It's starting to really be a little aggravating now. I bet you that's American too. Let's see, I got yeah. Okay, that's number 6, and this is not a 12 millimeter. So let me go find a 13. All right, my bad. That was a 13 millimeter. I should have brought it. Okay. Next, I put this on right here using the old sleeves and I believe these two, but let me go check the instructions and make sure these are the two I need. All right, that's on there. I gotta tighten these up. I'll do that next, but I gotta grease these sleeves. I gotta clean the schmutz out of here, the polishing compound. Maybe put a little grease in there too. Put this together, and I think it goes on here. I'll figure out what nut and bolt I gotta use and I'll show you. But let me get these tight and get this put together. Okay, you're gonna need a 9/16 wrench and a 7/32 hex head for this next. Baby, get out. You're in my way, sweetie. You're in my way. Okay, I love you. Okay. All right, let me get this on there. Bolt in here first because this will be in the way. So I'm liking this so far. You know, it's something I've never done, and I'm no mechanic, so if I can do this, I think anybody can. The only problem was that I had to drill this hole out and that hole there for the pin. Not a big deal. Let me get this tightened up, and I'm probably, the next step is probably the foot peg here, and then maybe adjust the angle of this. But I won't adjust that until I get on it. Anyway, let me just do this step by step on this side. I'm almost done. I gotta be, because I only got a couple parts left. All right, I got that all together, tightened up, and I went ahead and adjusted it. Threading this on. And next, it's probably gonna be that pedal up here. I like the looks of that. The only thing I'm gonna do is pull this bolt out and turn it over where this cap nut or nylock nut is on the bottom. And I believe that is gonna really make this more comfortable. Okay, I'm gonna do that and then move over to the other side. This was actually very easy. Okay, it's tight, and I can't resist. I gotta sit on it. And I think I'm probably gonna have to adjust that brake pedal out a little bit, but let me get on this bike. That is gonna make all the difference in the world. Yeah, that's going to be a comfortable ride. And I can do that. These stick out a little further than the stock ones, so I got a little room. I've been doing that over here because my legs get tired, and those will stick out a little bit further, so I like that. They look good, they feel good. I can't wait to go and ride. And I got my Cobra pipes just come in, my slip-ons. Since I got the muffler, the exhaust pipe off here, I'll put them on. All right, I stopped and put my Cobra slip-ons on. It just took, since I had to put this front pipe on anyway, I decided to do the pipes. Simple, quick, easy, simple. Now, let's hear it. I think I can live with that. All right, on to the other side now. Okay, I got this side panel off. It's one little old bolt, and then the little fingers pop out of these rubber grommets. Okay, there's the third one. You know what? I got to put some antifreeze in there. I'll have to look at the manual and see how high it's supposed to be. So these bolts, they're 10 millimeter. You You got to back them nuts off. And this is a reverse thread, so basically loosening it, tightens it, tightening it, loosens it. Then you take this rod, you thread it out. Okay, put that right there. Then you take this bolt out. I've already loosened it. And you see the dot there where it lines up with that slot? What you do is you pull this off and move it. I'll have to look. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, now you see where the dot is? I moved this way, 1 tooth on that. Then you put your bolt back in, crank her down, and I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, you thread that rod back in there. Remember, it is a reverse thread. And then you thread the only, God, I forget what they call them. I'm calling it a tie rod end, but you know what I mean. And there's only one with this thread, so you can't get it mixed up. And then we take these 2 bolts out, and that's what I'm fixing to do next. All right, done. Comes right off, 2 bolts. There it is.
My wife sounds like a sewing machine.
Yeah, my wife, we have this exact same engine and mufflers and everything, and she heard my bike. She said now hers sounds like a sewing machine. Okay, this is where we're at. And I greased the bushings. Now let me check the instructions and see what to do next. All right, this is what we got now. These 2, the plate, you got these 1-inch spacers and this funky looking bar right here. And then we put these right back here. Let me get that threaded in. Where they assume if you're smart enough to know how to do this, then you should be able to figure this out. Now there's 2 holes there, right? And the instructions, they only show 1 hole, but I believe they put 2 holes here. Because some bikes, you can put this here, but look at here. It hits the bottom of the engine. So they drilled another hole so you could put it down there. Plenty of clearance. All right, grease that bushing. Put that in there. This goes here. Tighten it up with that nut. Can you believe it? I gotta loosen this up so I can get this up here where it belongs. All right, put the other end on. Take that last Allen head screw. Is there a washer? No, apparently not. Does it thread in there? I think it does. Let me get this bump mounted up. All right, this is mostly done. I got to put the peg on here. I got to put this on here. And I'm not going to tighten any of the linkage up until I know that that is where I want the shifter pedal to do. You know, I can spread this out a little more where the shifter comes in this way a little bit. But I'm going to get the pegs on and bolt it on tight. And then I'm going to sit on the bike and see where the shifter peg is, and if it's comfortable, and if it's not, I'll adjust it accordingly. But I'll just show you when this is all done. I'll show you. All right, I'm gonna take it down the street. I have everything tightened up. I've got it adjusted the way I want. I did have to adjust the brake switch a little bit so it wouldn't stay on. Not a big deal. So I'll tell you, it was easy enough for just an average guy with tools to do. You know, you had to think a little bit, but it was worth what I give for them, and it's going to be very comfortable. And oh God, this is going to sound so good. All right, here we go. I'll fix it. Go for a ride. Oh my God, Becky! Listen to those pipes. They're so big. They're so round. All right, I love my Cobra slip-ons. I love my FC20 extended forward controls. I am going to adjust the brake a little bit. I got to push way too far out on this, so I'm going to have to shorten this just a little bit. Anyway, yep, perfect. This is absolutely comfortable. Between the hole I cut in the seat underneath this, I took the seat apart and I cut a hole for my tailbone since I broke my tailbone in 3 places. So that's why that divot is there. And the seat is perfect. The forward controls, absolutely perfect. I can ride a long time now. The pipes, love the sound. I'm really happy with this bike. And I think my wife is going to want some forward controls moved out, but I don't think that these will be too far out for her. So now she's going to want pipes like this because, now she sounds like a sewing machine compared to me. Okay. Tomorrow we ride. Tomorrow is Thursday, and we're riding the Texarkana through Atlanta and then coming back down Interstate 49 to Shreveport. And I think Rob is going to go with us. I'm fixing to send him a text and tell him when we plan on leaving and see if he can be here. So we'll see. If I get any interesting footage, I'll put that up Friday. But anyway, by the time you see this, I'll be out here getting the bikes ready to go. Don't you wish people could get along like this? This chicken is sound asleep, just inches away from the dog.
Yeah. She knows that when she's with us, she's protected. I mean, she did lay an egg on me,
Yep, she got up in your lap and laid an egg. That's a trusting chicken.
She's sound asleep.
Yeah.